So that leads us to the enterprise. So, you know, the data officers generally were born through this world, which has been talked about the last few days, where, you know, we have our traditional systems, we have our data warehouse, we have our data governance process, our MDM solution, our ETL solution, our reports. But, you know, 5, 10 years ago, we controlled all of the business applications and all of the data that we were actually analyzing. Nowadays, we probably don't control any of this stuff. We're getting a lot of our data through the web, through systems, through third party, through purchased data sets. So how do you possibly govern that? It's impossible, right? How do you even know what it is? How do you go through the legacy way of doing business where you go, you know, you have an idea on how you want to do business, how to do something with data, and you go and you collect requirements, and then you go profile the data, and then you create data models, and then you write ETL processes, then you build reports, and then you can put it through some models. You know, it just, like, it takes too long. You can't do it. And then if there's anything wrong with it, too bad, because you have no control over it anyway. Right? So the only real solution is to build an environment where you can easily ingest this stuff. And easily ingest it, not to say, okay, we're done now, but easily ingest it so then now we can actually interrogate this data. Right? So we want to have a kind of a schemaless environment where it doesn't matter if it's a JSON file or a PDF or an image from an MRI machine or just data feeding in from Oracle databases. It doesn't matter. We want to have a place where we can just sit it down and start interrogating it, and then understand what it is, and then try to get some insight out of it. And then if we can, then it can go through the life cycle of like making it available to the masses, right? So once we do that, then we have an environment where we have a very flexible speed to value data ecosystem where we could do some machine learning, we can do some data science, we would build some, I'll explain it more in the next slide, but infrastructure as code where if someone does need to be able to have a new environment with tool sets that aren't standard, we could spin that up for them. They can work on it. We can have information lifecycle management rules attached to it. And then what they do either gets promoted into production and operationalized or gets shut down. And we don't have these silos of workspaces for perpetuity. So it's a much more controlled, managed environment. And then that little green diagonal line, that's the line that changes everybody's world. That's the line that says in real time, we are communicating the business applications and the data analytics platform, and they are now becoming tightly coupled. Right, so the SLA changes, the way we interact with our data changes, and the user experience is directly coupled to the analytics in the underlying data workspace.